look for in a resume. So
Yeah.
that's why I added that. Yeah. But yeah, supplier
Okay.
quality insurance and QMS again, those are some, like if I say about John Deere, they have a specific requirement, specific department for that. Even Omex had a specific department for that. But as a new joining as an engineer, we work with so many different people. So we always, I was always curious as to learn all those things. So I used to ask them as to how these things work. So whatever not, I put
Yeah.
it over here as a good keyword which people will look for, I would say. But
Okay.
again, since you work with a lot of people who want to make a good resume, if you think
Yeah.
that this is something that people will ask me questions for and I might not have a good answer, we can exclude this if you think so.
Yeah, but then again, I think that, having more and more keywords is really important for a resume. And we are not actually lying about it because, if you are familiar with it, even though you don't have really an in-depth familiarity or, a, an extensive hands-on experience on it, but, still you are familiar with it and you know that if time comes, you will be able to do it. So I think we can
Right.
include it. There's no harm in including it.
Sure.
Okay, great. And yeah, here it comes. We were mentioning it, validated and reviewed the engineering drawings based on GD&T specifications.
Yeah. So GD&T is again, as I was
Yeah.
mentioning over there, geometric dimensioning and tolerances. Yep.
Okay, great.
So yeah, in this again, we were trying to do some stainless steel whole assembly. So
Mm-hmm.
again, validated PPAP documentation is like we are trying to procure the hose from some other vendor, and we are trying to do some manufacturing on that. We are trying to do, like, we are cutting it, welding it, and putting some other parts. So PPAP is basically a documentation which we get from our vendor to make sure that what kind of processes they have at their place, which will ensure that we get the quality product. So basically, I was taking care of that documentation. Usually, it is something that a design engineer takes care of or a quality engineer takes care of. But again, it being a small firm, and I had the experience of working in Omex where I kind of went through the training, like a 6-month training in different departments, design, quality, buyer, and all those things. So I had that expertise, not expertise, but in kind of experience in PPAP documentation. So I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, but AutoCAD and PTC Creo is something that I have done rigorously. Even here also I'm using it in John Deere, not for the whole facility, but if I am making any changes in my line, let's say if I'm moving something in the station, they have a storage device, rack where they store some parts on a line, and I think that it's a potential safety issue, or I'm trying to rebalance the line. So I do it physically. I tell them to do it physically on the line, but in our database, I have to make those changes in AutoCAD as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Again,
great.
PTC Creo I didn't use PTC Creo for that, but I wanted to just include my initiation with PTC Creo. So I worked with PTC Creo. I'm working over here as well in John Deere, but I wanted to just include that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then ensure pre-disparate dimensional inspection using KGS for a year. Okay.
So again, this is also something. How did you facilitate this new product development? What was its benefit? So here also you can see that it's a new product development. Usually in John Deere they say limited production build. So basically when we are sending certain documents, so if we are the vendor, so we are getting certain things from our vendor and we are kind of a vendor to another factory. So when we are sending our products to them, so they will also ask all those documentation. So we have to make sure that we have all those checks and measures to give quality product to our customer. So that is what pre-dispatch dimension inspection is basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so then anything else, any other achievement from this role of yours that you think you haven't mentioned or we could elaborate on?
Yeah. So frankly speaking, this particular experience was very, very was not a concrete, like a specific predefined specific job, I would say. But I used this experience to, put all the good keywords that I could not include in my
Yeah.
this job, and but I have those experiences. So I
Yeah.
know that if someone asks me, I can justify that. I can, answer those questions in the interview. But
Okay.
I didn't want to, fake it as well. So I did not,
Okay.
because when someone will call my company and they will ask certain things from my manager or certain places, so I don't want them to, know that, I didn't do all these things. So that's why I put it
Yeah.
in Jashri, because I know that, I can tell I have done all those things over there.
Okay. Okay. That's
So yeah.
perfect. Okay. And then you were the
So
manufacturing and quality engineer at Omex. Or yeah.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So again, I would like to know that what was the role there and how were things different there?
So so basically, I joined as a GET, which is graduate engineer trainee, or as a fresh engineer, I would say. Uh, and then as I was telling you that, I had that training of 6 months working in going to different plants and going through different verticals of any
Yeah.
uh, of any business, like let's say economics, or like finance and quality and manufacturing and design, and even your logistics and industrial engineering. So we had that training, and then basically we were after 6 months I was given a specific role in a specific facility. So there I worked as a manufacturing engineer, and a part of it I worked as a quality engineer too. So if you see that VSM, when I'm saying that led for engineering trainees in value stream mapping, so basically we were
Yeah.
15 trainees. We were hired as graduate engineer trainees. So we were given different projects in a facility to improve the processes in that plant. So value stream mapping is something that I think that's a terminology, and that's a methodology basically used in the industry. So that we use, and I was part of the team, and I was also leading that team. So when I say lead, it was not like a position that I was given, but it was like, so whenever presentation was supposed to be done, I was presenting them. I was the lead presenter, and if they had any questions and a certain person was working on that specific thing, so he or she used to answer it. So in that
Okay.
way, I was saying that, I was the leader of that team. So we definitely did some cost reduction project on robotic line. So your question is, did you work with customer to identify the sort of issues they face? So yeah, we did not meet the customer because, we were just training, and we were working with Hero Motors. So of course they would not
Yeah.
meet a trainee, but they used to meet our quality manager and all those people who used to visit the facility. So they used to give us the input. So we used to also ask them as to, can you provide us the top 10 defects that they are facing, which you want us to work on, top 3 or top 5 issues. So again, I did not work with them, but I got the input from customers only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And
So
then
in the first question you have
yeah.
asked, manage assembly line. So again,
Yeah.
when I say manage, so again, it's like whatever troubleshooting they need, whatever assistance that they need from the maintenance, because here in John Deere we don't have too many machines, because most of the work is done through different torque tools and all those things. So we don't need maintenance
Okay.
that often. But there in Omex we had lot of machines, like almost like more than 100 machines. So if there's a breakdown, if there's a change required in the machine, so managing means that. And they had a lot of cutting tools. So if there's a tool that requires a change, and I basically, after a point, I was taking care of what tool is required to be bought from our vendor, and how much inventory we need to keep, and when a tool is need to be issued on the line, and maintenance of that, and making sure that they are using the proper procedure and not just breaking the tools out of ordinary. So stuff like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And you also managed a team of 7 to 10 people for a joint initiative to analyze breakdown time and frequency data on critical machines.
Yeah. So it's basically like I was working as a manufacturing engineer, but also of that, so there the system was different. Basically, I'm the manufacturing engineer, so maintenance was also a part of you know my role. So as a
Mhm.
shop engineer, I was also taking care of the maintenance. So all those people are working there with me.
Mhm.
Supervisors and technicians and electrician are working with me. So I basically analyzed the breakdown data as to what is
Mhm.
stopping our line more often, and what needs to be done to make sure that those machines are up and running and they
Mhm.
do not have any breakdown. So that's
Mhm.
how that's why I said I managed 7 or 10 people where I made a preventive maintenance plan, and I asked those people, I basically manage their holidays and all those things as well, so that we can work on weekends, because